Touchdown, Alabama, let's get it.
The process, no one can stop this. Hottest show in the streets, I bet you can't top this. Rammer, jammer, yellow hammer, come see how we rock this. Alabama fans, the best, there's no way you can top this. Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
Recruiting news and interviews, just sit back and watch this.
The process.
Welcome to The Process, Crimson Tide Recruiting. I'm Justin Smith, the Scouting and Recruiting Analyst, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. We have another great show on tap for you guys today, as I'll be joined later in the program by Eric Hudson, the head coach of Robert E. Lee High School in Montgomery, Alabama, and the home of Alabama's newest defensive line commit, Anquin Barnes, a three-star defensive tackle in the 2021 recruiting class who committed to Alabama on Friday. Alabama also recently picked up commitment from five-star wide receiver HUDl out of Rico, Florida, by the way of Bloomingdale High School, and I will just provide you guys some more updates about Alabama's recruiting efforts in the next segment. But later in the program, we will be joined by Eric Hudson as he talks about Alabama's newest defensive line commit and Anquin Barnes and what he brings to the table on and off the field. But I'm going to dive right into those recruiting updates to start the show. As always, be sure to subscribe to Touchdown Alabama on YouTube to stay updated on everything Alabama football recruiting with The Process. And as always, I'm going to dive right into those recruiting updates that you guys need with Alabama's recruiting efforts continuing to flow. Alabama's coaching staff continuing to stay in contact with all of their top targets. So with that being said, let's get the process started. As you guys know, Alabama had a huge weekend on the recruiting trail, picking up those two commitments. And with those two commits, Alabama now has 3 commits in their 2021 recruiting class. Us here at TouchdownAlabama.com have updated our Alabama's 2021 commitment list and updated Alabama's commitments rankings, and we have Alabama's newest wide receiver commit actually listed as a 5-star wide receiver on our site. Our rankings are independent, done by Touchdown Alabama Magazine staff, and we have Alabama's newest commit HUDl as a 5-star recruit. Deontay Lawson remains a 4-star linebacker, and Anquin Barnes comes in at a 3-star defensive tackle. You guys can check out all of our rankings on TouchdownAlabama.com, as well as all of those guys' recruiting profiles, all of our in-depth analysis and breakdown of their game right there on TouchdownAlabama.com. Alabama was also included recently in a top 9 by a 2021 offensive lineman in the 2021 recruiting class, and Nolan Rucci included Alabama in his top 9 recently. One of those guys Alabama is recruiting in the trenches in the 2021 recruiting class. Alabama is also expected to be in a top 6 that will be released on tomorrow by Kendrick Blackshear, a 5-star inside linebacker. I expect Alabama to be in his top 6 on tomorrow as he continues to narrow down his recruitment, continue to focus on his recruitment through this recruiting dead period. A lot of recruits are taking their recruitment kind of slow right now during this dead period. One of those guys is 4-star defensive back and Kamari Lassiter, a guy who's a product of American Christian Academy in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I actually recently caught up with them. He told me that he's taking his recruitment slow. You guys can check out that article on TouchdownAlabama.com. I will drop the link in this description as Kamari Lassiter continues to try to get better throughout this dead period and throughout this time of uncertainty due to the fact that he cannot visit any schools at the moment. I also recently caught up with Clifford Story, the father of Alabama's 2020 4-star athlete signing Christian Story. He's also the father of Caden Story, a rising 2022 prospect. I think all Alabama fans needs to know he's Christian Story's little brother, but he's not little by any sense of the imagination. As he currently stands at 6'4" and weighs 290 pounds. 240 pounds of me. My bad. He's 6'4" and weighs 240 pounds. He's a kid that is projected to play tight end or defensive end at the next level, so he's going to be tagged with that athlete sign on most recruiting sites. So Caden Story is definitely a kid to know. I will drop the link to that story in this description as well. Be sure to check out all of those stories right there on TouchdownAlabama.com. So now we're going to go right into our conversation with Eric Hudson, the head coach of Robert E. Lee High School in Montgomery, Alabama. We now have Coach Hudson on the line. As I said, he is the head coach of Robert E. Lee High School in Montgomery, Alabama. Coach, I wanted to have you on today to talk about Anquin Barnes and some of the things he brings to the table. But before we talk about it, what he can do on the football field, some of the things he may need to work on the gridiron, I want to talk to you about the type of kid Anquin Barnes is. What type of player off the field and what type of kid is Alabama getting in Barnes?
Anyway, good kid, two-parent home kid. His mom and dad does a good job with him, and actually, mom actually works out with him. He's a kid that just with his size. He's not a guy. He's not a bully. Not a guy that bully people. He's a guy that really cares about a lot of people, and he protects his little brother at all times. But just an overall good kid. He works hard in the weight room. Don't everybody in the school like him. Never had any problem with him at school. Never been suspended about anything. He's just an overall great kid, and just happy to have opportunity to coach a kid like Anquin.
Yeah, and well, now we're gonna go on the field, Coach. I know he's acquiring a lot of interest from several Power 5 programs, including Alabama, which he just committed to. But on the field, what are some of the things you have seen from him, just based off what he can do on the field?
He's a kid that really kind of understands his position, understand the game, understand where he is on the field, and also sometimes he's almost a coach on the field because he has a very good IQ about football.
Okay, and the next question I wanted to ask you, Coach, was with Anquin being committed to Alabama, what does it mean to you know that you have a player committed to Alabama from a coaching standpoint? I know it's big for you, know that you are helping produce those type of kids.
It means to me that just honestly just letting those other kids know that there's the opportunity out there waiting for you if you put in the work and you do things right and you respect mom and dad and respect other people, and if you and opportunities are there if you put in the hard work and you listen and dedicate yourself to what you say you want to be in life.
Thank you so much for joining us today on The Process, Coach. As always, be sure to subscribe to Touchdown Alabama on YouTube. Then head over to touchdownalabama.com. Pick up a subscription. With that subscription, you'll be able to get your hands on our yearly print magazine issue, as well as read all of our subscriber-only articles, all of our subscriber-only recruiting analysis and draft projections right there on touchdownalabama.com with that subscription. Then be sure to download the Touchdown Alabama app. It is located in the Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. So be sure to download that app to stay updated on everything Alabama football and everything Alabama football recruiting. As always, I am Justin Smith, the scouting and recruiting analyst for Touchdown Alabama magazine.